Hey guys, Martin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are going to be looking at the TEQ Super Strike Mighty Mask, the first Super Strike revamp unit to come to Global. All the Super Strike units getting awakenings to TUR and then immediate EZAs. I did the video about this yesterday. We went over the unit's details in that video. He's not the best when you just look at what he does on paper. His event is definitely worth doing the grind for though. Once you get this guy, all paths opened, SA20, you don't actually have to rainbow him, so you don't have to waste any orbs if you don't want to. But once you've done like the full process, you get about 20 odd stones out of it, so it's definitely worth doing. His super attack effect is that he raises attack and defense for one turn, does supreme damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense, and then his passive is attack and defense 100%, an additional attack and defense 50% when performing a super, then he gets an additional defense 50 and medium chance to dodge when there's one enemy, or he gets 50% attack and launches an additional attack with a medium chance to become a super when there are 2 or more enemies. So better defensively against one enemy, which is pretty good. I gave him mostly additional, because obviously if we can get that double super, we get another raise of the attack and defense. Haven't given him any skill orbs, and I'm probably not going to link level him. His links are probably one of the weakest parts of the card, although the very weakest is this. So he's on World Tournament and Buu Saga. So we're going to run him on the Martian Buu Saga team. Now, I looked him up on the Link Tool website. His best link partners are 3 links, and that is the AGL EZA Goten and the physical EZA Trunks. Gotenks and Ghost is on there, but he's not on World Tournament or Martian Buu Saga. Neither is Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Gotenks from Heroes. So his best link partners, which is like 3 links, half of them aren't even on the teams that he's on. So it's a bit of a roadblock right there. We've got Super Saiyan and Shattering the Limit active this turn. So he's got 110k defense at the start of the turn. Remember, that's with him getting this extra 50% because we're against one enemy. So he's going to get another 50% chance, another 50% when performing a super. So he's going to be at about 150k defense because we do have some support on this rotation as well. But yeah, definitely not ideal. Let's see what once we get him linked up with either the Goten or the Trunks, and we have a support unit in the 3rd slot as well. That's obviously going to be like his best turn, but let's see what we can get out of him on this first turn here. Because remember, the Super Strike units, they're free to play units, and with this revamp to the event, I did it on the stream earlier. As long as you complete all of the stages once, there's not a huge amount of farming that goes into getting these units like fully maxed out. So 2.3 million. I mean, that's not terrible, but because you got to remember, he is a free-to-play unit, but he's an instant EZA. So with these Super Strike units, if they don't come out being like already really good, then they're going to become outdated really, really quickly because they're getting an EZA straight away. So like 2.3 million attack stat with 150k defense is not exactly impressive for the unit considering his limitations, because we've talked about this in the past with units, or I have specifically. I don't mind if a unit is on like 2 categories and you know you're only ever going to run them on one team and they've maybe only really got like one good link partner, so they're super limited. If they're going to make a unit like that, they need to make them super good. Like you look at LR God Goku and Hit, for example. They're on a couple of teams. Their best link partners are really like other Hit units, and then there's a couple of units that they can link up okay with. So they're not the most versatile LR out there, but they're really good. So it makes up for it, right? So on this turn, we still only got 110. We're getting the extra, the Innocence link from Goten. Let me just double check. What does that actually do at level 1? It's just it's 10% attack, so we should get a little bit extra. Will we be able to hit 2.5? Let's see. So grab this for you. So yeah, like I say, I don't mind if a unit is super limited as long as they're really good to make up for it, because World Tournament is just a dead team. There's no leader higher than, is it 120? Actually, what are the GT Brats LR leader skill? I forget. Is it 120 or 130? They're probably the highest leader skill for World Tournament. So World Tournament still doesn't have a 170 leader. It's still a very janky team with some of the units that are on there. So it's not really a category that you're going to run like all that often, if ever. And then Martian Buu Saga I think is literally the biggest category in the game. And when you think about some of the options that we have, like, you know, the new Majin Vegeta, all the different Vegetos, like the new Goku and Kid Buu, like there's 50 plus units that you would put on this team before you would even consider putting the Super Strike Mighty Mask on the team. So I think honestly the main use for this unit is just going to be for newer players, or maybe people who haven't been playing super long. Not necessarily new, but like if you've only been playing the game for like a year, maybe you're free to play, so you're obviously careful where you summon. You might not have the most crazy stacked Buu Saga like deck, which is probably the only place you would use them. Because again, like, not only is the power of the card somewhat limited, but only having these few link partners that are even on the teams that he's on is just very strange. I talked about this in the video yesterday, but I just don't understand why Mighty Mask units are not considered like Hybrid Saiyans. Because we all know it's Goten and Trunks under the disguise, and all of the Great Saiyaman units still get to be on like Hybrid Saiyans and Goku family. So apparently just being disguised is not a good enough reason for the game to not give you the categories, at least when it comes to Saiyaman. But then when it comes to Mighty Mask, it is. And this is the problem with these kinds of units, it's just bad design, right? Like, I don't mind if they're going to say Mighty Mask units, they're not on Hybrid Saiyans, they're only in like World Tournament and Majin Buu Saga. It just comes back to that same point, is then make them really good. Because even if this card was like a little bit better than it seems to be showing out in this showcase, is it going to have a spot on your Majin Buu Saga team? Probably not. And then depending on how they choose to buff World Tournament in the future, if we do ever eventually get like a 170 leader, it's going to mess up my rotation. Now, I bought a Sensu Bean so I could fix any rotation blocking. That means we're going to get High School Gohan floated off here. But yeah, I mean, this Mighty Mask, so we're basically averaging, even with support, he's getting like 150k defense after supering and hitting around 2.5 million. Now, obviously, in something like Super Battle Road, where there's multiple enemies, his defense is going to be a lot lower, his attack is going to be higher, and then he has the chance to obviously do the additional. I don't think we've gotten a single double super turn, but obviously if he gets like, even at 55%, having that additional super attack built in is obviously nice. But I mean, as a free-to-play unit, there's no real reason, especially like I said, with all the missions and the way they're set up at the moment. You don't have to play the stages that many times in order to get all of the copies that you need. So, to be honest, just playing through each of the stages once, I was talking about this on the stream, if you're completely new to this event, like you've never even done the first couple of stages, just play through each stage once, collect all the missions that you've completed in the process, and then see where you stand at that point, because the missions give you a lot of copies of the card, and from the first stage of the event you only farm up the card as an SR, and then you have to awaken them all up to being an SSR, but the mission rewards give out tons of the actual SSR version, so it makes it way easier to do. So there's basically no reason not to have all the dupes and everything, but obviously the big question comes into, is it actually worth putting orbs into him? And I think I would say, going by this showcase, it's fairly clear that the answer to that is probably no. So let's do this. I've run out of Sensu Beans, so we can't unlock. That's why I hate rotation locking more than anything else in the game, because, you know, I build my teams, I want to run specific rotations. I don't then want to get those rotations broken, especially like halfway through the event when we've already established the rotations that we want. So definitely my least favourite mechanic. I should have just bought a second item that can do that as well. But yeah, TEQ Mighty Mask definitely does not seem super impressive. If I remember rightly, the next one that we get in terms of the Super Strike revamps is the Int Android 16. I can't remember whether he's actually any good or not. I think he's okay, but then JP just got the AGL Kid Vegeta one, and he actually seems pretty good. He's also on the 200% team, so that's obviously going to give him a pretty significant advantage. But you guys let me know. I did mention this in the video I did yesterday, just talking about the Super Strike revamps. But let me know which Super Strike unit you guys are most looking forward to getting their upgrade. I think King Vegeta could be pretty good if they actually make his card good. Because remember, there's like no other King Vegeta cards in the game. So that would be a nice addition for a Vegeta family type team if they actually did make him pretty good. Plus, I think he's on like Space Traveling Warriors and stuff, which has a 200% team now thanks to Raditz on JP. So, you know, if they make that Super Strike King Vegeta actually really good, then that team could be actually quite fun. And then, of course, there's the Xeno Trunks. I said this in yesterday's video. I'm hoping when they get to the Xeno Trunks, that like jogs their memory that the other Xeno Trunkses exist, and the physical and AGL Super Saiyan 1 could get easy A's as well. I did a showcase for the physical one recently, and yeah, he's definitely interesting, shall we say. I'm going to do a showcase. I just finished the other day link leveling the AGL Super Saiyan Xeno Trunks, so I am going to do a showcase for him as well. So keep an eye out for that. That should be quite interesting. Obviously, he's going to be an absolute monster, hitting insane attack stats with ridiculously tanky amounts of defense, I'm sure. But should be interesting. Good old Xenoverse Link units. I think there's only like 7 in the entire game. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of numbers he puts out. Because at least he does have a decent amount of attack percentage in his passive. Whereas that physical Xeno Trunks, wasn't it like 5,000 attack or something stupid was his passive? And that's only if you're meeting a certain HP restriction. So if you're not, he doesn't even have a passive. Whereas at least the AGL Xeno Trunks, I think he gets, is it 80 or 60% attack? So keep an eye out for that. I'll definitely put that showcase up in the next couple of days. I do also want to see what the LR Goten and Trunks are looking like in the Vegeta event and like Super Battle Mode and all that kind of stuff. So I think we'll probably leave it off here. We've only got Super Saiyan active, under 100k defense. So TEQ Super Strike Mighty Mask, definitely not particularly impressive. Yeah, 2 million attack when he's got 1 link active and no support. Which, you know, for most units you would argue, well, that's a terrible like situation to showcase them in. Only 1 link active. But as I said, this guy's best link partners, he only shares like 3 links with anyway. So definitely not a very, very good unit. But let me know what you guys think of him down below in the comment section. And like I say, let me know which of the Super Strike units you are looking forward to the most. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.